Hi, everybody. Here it's Claudia da Silva again, and I'm here to introduce to you HTML, a little bit of the history of HTML. So I'm going to share my screen with you, okay, so we can take a look on how HTML. First of all, let me talk a little bit about HTML. HTML is not a programming language, as a lot of people like to say, oh, no, I'm programming in HTML. No, you're not, because it's not a programming language. Yes, it has its way of coding and way to structure things, but it's not a programming language. You do not have if, you do not have loops, you do not have those structures. Okay, so what exactly HTML? HTML is short for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's exactly used to structure, organize, mark up the content of your web page. Without HTML, you do not have your content so nicely presented as we generally see on web pages. Now, HTML nowadays, we are talking about HTML5, but HTML came in like the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s. And it was created mainly to share documents among scientists. Okay. So Tim Berners-Lee basically was the guy that created HTML. And of course, by that time, the internet already existed, because if the internet did not exist, then browsers would not be able to exist. And the World Wide Web, the WWW, would not be able to exist. Now, HTML had a lot of different versions. And in the ebook that we published at smashwords.com, Introduction to HTML and CSS, you are going to be able to see a very short history of HTML. Now, for you to have an idea, the HTML5 was proposed around end of 2013, but it was only accepted and released as an official standard by the W3C, okay, at the end of 2016. Okay, now I mentioned W3C. What exactly is W3C? W3C is the short for World Wide Web Consortium. And this is a nonprofit organization that manages all the standards that programmers, that developers use while developing web applications. It manages standards for HTML, for CSS, for JavaScript, and other things like this. Now, guess who's the president of W3C? Tim Berners-Lee, the creator of HTML. Now, just for you to see why I'm saying that without HTML, our page would look, our information on web page would look horrible. I prepared a simple example here using Adobe Brackets, where I saved this as my example.html, as you can see that I'm pointing here, okay? And I wrote a whole bunch of things separated. Look that after my first page, I pressed the enter key, okay? I can press even one more time. And when I save this and then I present in the browser, all you see is the single line. See, I organized this, I tried to create breaks, and the browser did not understand, because this here for the browser is meaningless. For the browser, all it is a whole bunch of strings, a whole bunch of text, characters that are meaningless. Now, when I start, and look here that I'm not showing a complete valid HTML, because when you are introduced to HTML, you're going to see that there are other tags, okay, as we call. So Suppose I start to use HTML to format the contents. So here I'm using a heading 1 tag. Here I'm going to use a paragraph tag. And here I'm going to use another paragraph tag. And then after I do that, I did not change the name of the page. I'm going to save with the same name, my example.html. And now when I go to the browser and I present that page, I refresh that page, now it starts to format as a nicer content for the user. So that's the importance of HTML. Okay, so see you on the next video. Bye.